What's up guys, my name's James, welcome to my channel. I do travel vlogs, story times videos, and I do some interviews with some of the top creators in the adult entertainment industry. Today I want to talk to you about my first time ever with a guy. If you watched my coming out experience, you'll know that I did fool around with a guy. However, that didn't go all the way. So I was 17. I was on internet dating sites. This is back in the day before Grindr was a thing. And we used to have to use internet dating as a way to communicate amongst the gay community unless you were going out clubbing. As I said, I was 17, which means that I wasn't able to get into any of the gay clubs yet. I had to rely on internet. And I was on a website, I think it was called Lads back in the day in the UK. And I met this guy on there and he was super hot, like crazy hot. He lived about 2 hours away from me. I invited him up to my house for a night. And I'll just preface this by saying that we were talking for like 6 months prior to this happening. It wasn't just like, oh, hey, you're hot. Do you want to come to my house for the night? Come on up, get the train and we can hang out. He comes up to my house, comes to stay with me for the night. And I was super excited to meet him in person, face to face. My parent was out at the time. However, there was one other person in the house who I cannot mention for obvious reasons in case anyone in my family watches this and they know who I'm talking about. So he's staying over my house for the night and I was in my room listening to some music with him and one thing led to another and of course we ended up being very intimate and having a great time. Before this story gets too explicit, there is something that is about to happen that's going to stop that. So we're having a really nice time. We're kissing, we're making out, we're on top of each other, blah, 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 blah. We start to, do the thing that means I'm no longer an owner of the V-plates. As that's happening, I hear a car pull up in the driveway. I try not to think anything of it. Lo and behold, I end up having to look out the window because I'm like, what is going on? My mum has turned up on the driveway to come and visit me out the blue. Hey, what's up? And I'm like, uh-oh. What do I do? I'm like, hey, my mum just turned up. I wasn't expecting her. Are you going to be cool in here for a little bit? He's like, yeah, sure, that's fine. No worries. And another thing to mention is he was 20 years old, although I thought he was 20 and then that's what he told me. But it turns out a month or so later, I found out that he was like 24. So he lied to me. That's just a little fun fact of this whole experience as well. So I exit the bedroom and I go and see my mom and we're sat in the kitchen and we're having a time talking away. I'm a little bit flustered. I'm like, okay, yeah, how long are you going to be here? Like, what are you doing? She's like, oh, I just came over to grab a cup of tea, see how you're doing, what are you up to? I was like, all right, yeah, I'm good. Kind of need you to leave. Left the music playing in the bedroom and was trying to get back to it. At which point, the other person that was in the house decided to come into the kitchen. And I didn't know that they were in the house during the whole, losing the V-plates fiasco. And they come in and they're like, oh, how are you? And, they're having a conversation. And they're like, oh, I don't know what James is doing in there, but there's some funny noises coming from the bedroom and he's got the door shut. I've had enough of this conversation. Everyone just needs to leave me alone and go back to doing whatever they're doing and let me get back to whatever I'm doing. And I kid you not, about an hour passed before I was even able to get my phone, which was in the bedroom. And I ran back in there to check on my friend, make sure that he's okay. He's like, yeah, I'm just chilling. Like, are you good? I'm like, yeah, like my mum's here. I can't get rid of her, basically. Eventually she left and I managed to get back to doing whatever I was doing, which you guys have already figured that out. We spent the night together and it was cute and romantic. Fast forward a few months and I ended up going down to visit him in his hometown and stayed with him for 2 or 3 nights. And he took me to my first ever gay club that night that I was down there as well, which was really nice of him and really cool to experience. We just had a great little relationship for a couple of months. It didn't work out, long distance, young, naive and everything like that. That is a fun little story about my V-plates and what happened back then in those days. Pretty wild little story, but a fun little one for you guys. I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. Don't forget to hit subscribe and like. I do appreciate it and it does help my channel to grow. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.